Hey folks, this is Christian Ballard, your
Let's go. Get on base.
And we say good morning, everybody. Christian Ballard, sports journalist here at Ballard Sports Media, coming at you 9 a.m. Central Time here on June. What is today? June 4th. I say it right there. Okay. Making it through June and working our way to the beginning of summer and everything. And yeah, I'm excited. What's up? Who we got in the comments here? We got Mayhem checking in. And I will also post a StreamYard link. If y'all want to come hang out and talk it up, we can. But I want to talk about today the FPI says who, the college football rankings and projections. And also, let's look at the the baseball tournament because we did wrap up with um, the conference tournaments. So we did that. Now we're into regional play, stuff like that. The top two seeds, they're already eliminated um, in the NCAA baseball tournament. We got the regional schedules. This is all put out yesterday, and ESPN puts it out specifically. Well, ESPN, it doesn't actually have a actual author. It doesn't look like so. It has been, and I read from this, it has been a wild 2025 NCAA Division I baseball championship with the top two seeds already eliminated. It's anyone's tournament as we look ahead to Super Regionals this weekend. The field of 16 includes 5 teams from the ACC, which is the most in ACC history. That's pretty good. 4 teams from the SEC, who initially sent, I'm paraphrasing now what this says. The SEC initially sent 13 out of 16 teams. They have 4 left. This is incredible. 2 for the Big 12, 1 each from the Big 10, the American, the Ohio Valley, the Sun Belt, and 1 independent. This is the first time the ACC has more super regional teams than the SEC since 2008. So this is wild. This is very historic. This is however you want to put it for uh, the 2025 NCAA tournament for baseball. It's wild. It's electric. So yeah, I like this. Let's keep reading. So again, it says the field of 16 includes 5 teams from the ACC, 4 teams from the SEC, 2 from the Big 12, 1 each from the Big 10, the American, the Ohio Valley, the Sun Belt, and 1 independent. The first time the ACC has more super regional teams than the SEC since 2008. Um, what about the seeds? Well, number 3 Arkansas, number 4 Auburn, 9 Florida State, 15 UCLA, Louisville, who is not seeded, Arizona, West Virginia, Coastal Carolina, Duke, and UTSA secured their spots in supers on Sunday. And Monday saw number 5 North Carolina, number 6 LSU, number 8 Oregon State. All these teams advance. Number 14 Tennessee, Miami, and Murray State all moving forward. Of those teams listed, UTSA and Murray State are making their first ever appearances in the Super Regionals. Yeah. I did we not talk about this the other day? I mean, we talked a little bit of baseball, I think. I feel like I'm having deja vu talking about this for some reason. But then again, I think because I had looked at it yesterday morning, not on stream, and I was kind of like studying up on some of this. But yeah, it goes on to talk about that's right, Vanderbilt got eliminated by Wright State 5-4 at home basically in Nashville. Um which is kind of disappointing to see the top SEC team go down, especially considering all the history Vandy has in baseball. But then again, just like March Madness and basketball, you want to see the upsets brew, as I got coffee here, uh, in the NCAA tournament. In softball and baseball, you never see it in softball, really. You see it this year in baseball. It's incredible. I like it. I really do. And back to this. Now they have the schedules. Let's see. Super regionals. You got Louisville, Corvallis, Chapel Hill, Auburn, LA Super Regional, which will be home to the Bruins, Durham, Duke. Let me go back up here. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. I was trying to go based off of location and just tell you where everything's at, but you got the Louisville Super Regional best of 3 series for everything. Um, Miami goes to Louisville. Game 1 on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Saturday, 11 a.m. All times Eastern, by the way, on ESPN. If necessary, for any of these, you will have game 3s on Sunday. So the game times are all different, but everything is basically on Friday and Saturday. And if they tie up the series in 2 games, 1 and 1, uh, there can be a game 3 on Sunday, which they'll figure out programming later. But you have Louisville Super Regional with Miami Louisville, Corvallis home to Oregon State. Florida State goes there to play Oregon State. Arizona at North Carolina for Chapel Hill. Auburn hosting Coastal Carolina. Los Angeles Super Regional. That's home to the Bruins, the UCLA. They play UTSA. Durham. The Durham Super Regional. Murray State at Duke. Baton Rouge, home of the LSU Tigers, a number 6 seed, playing home at West Virginia. Tennessee and Arkansas, 14-3. That's at Fayetteville. And you actually have, starting on Saturday, the LA, the Durham, the Baton Rouge, Fayetteville. You got what, 4, maybe 5 different super regionals that start Saturday, and game 3, if necessary, would end up on Monday. Yep. That's pretty good. Congrats to all the teams that made the tournament. Uh, and of course, there have been some upsets so far, but I look forward to this. I'm gonna have to watch some of this. I don't know if I'll be on here to cover it, like play by play or anything, but I'll keep an eye on some of this because this is where it gets interesting for baseball. Right. So now we get into Neil Payne's article on ESPN, and we got to talk about the College Football Power Index, the FPI, not the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not that, the Football Power Index, FPI, here for college football 2025. And I'm just finding this out. I just know there's an article. I have not looked at it, so I'm kind of reacting alongside with you guys, which is fun. I think it goes better that way. So, best matchups and title odds. Let's see. What are we looking at? National championship odds, starting with Texas. That sounds about right. Georgia at 2 over Ohio State and Alabama. Um, I guess I could get that. I think the big thing is what's Gunnar Stockton going to look like taking over for Carson Beck, who's now in Miami. Um, but the defense should still be pretty solid. They're projected 10 wins, playoff 78%, the championship about 17, which everyone's going to have low percentage on getting to the championship and winning it. Even Texas at number one's only at 22. So, um, I mean, that in and of itself is like, okay. I mean, they still have good odds, but only because they're at the top. They also kind of have bad odds because of, I mean, it's only a 22% chance. Georgia, 17. Ohio State, definitely making the playoffs again. To repeat, they have an 11.6% chance to reach the championship. And you got to reach it to win. Pegged at 4. This surprises me. Like, I guess, I don't know. You guys know I'm an Alabama fan, but they got Alabama at 4. They think a 70% chance to make the playoffs. I like those odds. I like the odds of a championship too, I guess, at 11.6. I guess that's reasonable, but like, um, or no, I'm sorry, that was Ohio State. I'm looking at the wrong one here. I apologize. For Alabama, a playoff appearance is 66.2, 10.4 for a national title. Uh, I'm gonna tell you what, I would not place money on that. Maybe, I mean, if you want to waste your money, that's fine. I'm not saying waste your money. I'm not saying that because I have doubts. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what surprises me is that they're at number 4. They're at number 4. Alabama, teams that should be above Alabama on this list are not. I mean, Texas should be, Georgia, Ohio State. Alabama at 4? I mean, I would like Penn State over Alabama. I'd like Oregon. I'd like Clemson. I've been high on Clemson this whole offseason. I would not take Miami or Notre Dame or Tennessee or A&M. So I would at least, I mean, technically speaking, Alabama might should be the 7th best, and I would put Penn State, Oregon, and Clemson in that order ahead. Um, Other than that, like, I mean, I'm sure this list is pretty solid. Tennessee, yeah, right. Uh, okay, they're top 10. Cool. Texas A&M, LSU, Ole Miss, Auburn. Are they just going by conference now? And you're telling me, hold on, you're telling me Auburn's top 15. They just had a season that couldn't make a ball game. I'm not here to diss. I'm not here to like downgrade Auburn or anything. I don't want to necessarily do that. But did they just not go 5-7? And they're 14th best? Who's next? Michigan, South Carolina, Oklahoma, SMU, Florida, and Kansas State. That's the top 20 teams most likely to win a championship. I, I would, okay. I understand you got to make a top 20 list. You got to put some teams in there. Notice, though, I mean, this is all Power Four. Like, where's the group of five? Unless I'm missing something. I mean, is this, hold on. Let me see something. It says nothing about the group of five. It says nothing about this is only for the Power Four. It never said that. That's what's crazy to me. Holy cow, man. Now, if it is for the Final Four, I would get it. Kind of. I mean, like, the Big 12's hardly mentioned in this list. I mean, who do you have for the Big 12 on here? Do you even have anybody? Kansas State. That's it. I could think of a couple different, like, Big 12 teams that can make it, starting probably with BYU. Who else would I be high on this year? Y'all are gonna hate me. What about Arizona State getting back? What about Arizona State? About BYU? Iowa State? I almost wanted to say Colorado. I mean, man, I don't know. Probably not Colorado, but um, Iowa State, BYU, Arizona State. Maybe you throw in a fourth team in Baylor, but that's about it for the Big 12. I know it's not much for the Big 12, but it's like it's not even mentioned. Like, I'm sorry, this list is terrible. Kansas State. I could throw Kansas State in there too. Now, I'm not crazy, am I? Like, look, top teams by 2025 FPI National Championship odds. Now, if this is computer generated, you need to update your computer. You got that 2000 early 2000s model going on there. This is insanity, man. I can't. Now, folks, you know that I say, well, any given year, if they want it bad enough, they'll go get it. I believe that, but I also believe we have to see stuff first. Like, if Florida really wanted it, Billy Napier could possibly make the SEC title, go to the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know because we have to see Florida first. They want it bad enough, they'll go get it. But based on what we know, They shouldn't even be on this list. And they are at 19. South Carolina almost made the playoffs last year. I might bump them up a little higher than the 16th best. That's just my personal opinion. Ole Miss, LSU, Texas A&M belong. Auburn, it's a long shot. And again, I don't know, man. I feel like there's not enough Big Ten. I feel like there's too much SEC on here. There's only 2 or 3 ACC teams. I I don't know. Am I crazy for thinking this list is terrible? Let me know in the comments. This is insanity, man. Anyway, Florida. My gosh. What a joke. I mean, like I say, I'm a realist. Um, but I mean, I'm a dreamer. Like, okay, cool. Guys have dreams in college football to be winners. Guys want to be champions. They got to come down from the clouds, you know? They got to come back down to reality and see that it might not be for them to win a championship ring. It just might not. I mean, stick to a bowl game or something. I mean, I read that correctly, right? Like that was for national title odds and playoff implications. I'm not crazy. And speaking of crazy, um, I mean, I want to read this article. I want to read this article. We'll clip it. This is good content right here. Speaking of crazy, and I always say that Hugh Freeze is right for Auburn. I only say it like that because of his comments. I'm not calling him crazy, but he does say, and we'll look at ESPN here. This is from Chris Lowe breaking this morning, 45 minutes ago. I'm not naive. Hugh Freeze knows what Auburn needs to start winning soon. Let's see what this article has to say here. As he was on the Five Bomb Show last week, obviously, if you guys follow this show and this channel, you know, like, um, I have been saying that Auburn has that talent, and they're really just a quarterback away from competing. Uh, Now we just looked at national title implications and odds and whatever you want to call it, FPI, and I said, buddy, they still got work to do for Auburn, right? But I'll give them credit. If you want to talk competing for the SEC and hitting 7 or 8 wins, maybe, and just improving at least this next year in year 3 under Freeze, uh, I could roll the dice on that for Auburn. Uh, the question we have today is he right for Auburn? I think so. I think his recruiting is off the charts, man. And I really feel, really believe the defense is spectacular. I think the wide receivers with Perry Thompson, Cam Coleman, and company, they're really, really good. They have got to they've got to figure out the quarterback situation. So we read this from Chris Lowe. Auburn looks to convert recruiting portal wins into victories on the field. Right. Chris Lowe puts it out. Jeremiah Wright has experienced a little bit of everything since arriving at Auburn in 2020, not just a lot of winning. He went on to say 4 different coaches, COVID, quarantines, a torn ACL, some ups, but a lot of downs, too many downs. It takes a lot of patience. And nobody, end quote there, nobody needs to tell Wright, a 6-year senior offensive guard for the Tigers, that patience is as abundant in the realm of the SEC football as flowing streams are in a desert. That's especially true at a place like Auburn, which is one of just 6 programs nationally. Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, LSU, and Ohio State are the others to have won at least one national title and play for another over the past 15 years. Again, go back to 2010 with Cam Newton and the 2013 one against Florida State, or Auburn was a touchdown away, like one drive. You know, it's also a program as Hugh Freeze enters his 3rd season as coach that has suffered through 4 straight losing campaigns and won more than 9 games only once in the past 7 years. Auburn has gone more than 3 full seasons without being ranked in the AP poll, the program's longest such drought in 47 years. That level of irrelevance doesn't sit well with anybody on the Plains. Hugh Freeze said, or no, Wright said, there may be one feeling outside our complex, but I can tell you there's a much different feeling inside our complex. What we're working toward and what Coach Freeze is building. We're a lot closer than people think to getting Auburn back to where it's supposed to be, and that's winning championships. Okay. I I could get that. Now we get to this point. Take this off the screen here. We talk about Hugh Freeze, we talk about Auburn. I do think he's right for the job. He even said, like, when he took the job, he said it's going to take 3 or 4 classes to get it going. He knows. He understands that. Um, and he's dude, like the 4th overall class, and now he's like still top 10 this upcoming cycle, I think. So, I mean, I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. Don't hold me to it. But Hugh Freeze, I think, is recruiting greatly. And I even think on the field, like I don't think every loss is falling on the head coach. I just don't believe that. What's up, Goose? How you doing, buddy? Um, but Hugh Freeze, he he's at least doing better than that last guy, right? He's at least doing better than who was it Brian Harson? Come on, he got there from Boise State. Um, so I just I believe personally that Hugh Freeze um is going in the right direction, regardless of what the records indicate. Yeah, thank you, Goose. Yeah, it was Harson. I think he's better than what his records show. Thought he was great at Ole Miss. Thought he was great at Liberty. He's been a great coach on the field everywhere he's been. I don't want to get into stuff off the field. I know he's had um some issues. We won't get into it. But I do think he's a winner. Now, I think, and this is my personal opinion, he inherited an Auburn program that was down. Not like dead, buried, and gone down. I'm talking it wasn't that bad, but it was just down. Um, and like we just read, I mean, he knows it's gonna take a couple recruiting classes just to get it going again. And he's trying to take, as the article states, he's trying to take his recruiting, he's trying to take the portal victories and put it on the field. The thing for Auburn that stands out to me though They got the wide receivers. I think their offensive line's even pretty good. I've been saying all offseason, Peyton Thorne was not the guy. Now you got a 5-star induced Knight, and you got who else? The Hank Brown. Did Hank Brown come from Iowa or go to Iowa? Anyway, like, oh no, you got Jackson Arnold. And so okay, so they've used the portal and stuff. That's cool. Um, man, like they're just that quarterback away. And Peyton Thorne, I'm sorry, was not it. Now I understand that he was good at Michigan State and everything. um, but he just wasn't good at Auburn these last 2 years. Threw some interceptions against teams practically every week. So okay, cool. Auburn, I promise you, is a quarterback away. Not now. I don't want to take them as far as the championship. It'd be cool to see. I'm not going to lie. It'd be great. But from competing in the SEC, from getting back to bowl relevance and hitting 7 or 8 wins, which I think should be the goal just for 2025, like they got to be a quarterback away, right? Like, is that the only thing missing? Let me know in the comments section. Um, as I clip this and put it up, and then also just kind of let me know on um here on the live stream. And we got a comment here from Timothy. What's up, buddy? He says, off the field, that's his business. That's between him and God. We are all children of God and in need of the same mercy and grace. Amen to that, brother. Hey, saved by the blood and forgiven, right? But yeah, I agree though. Off the field, that's his business. On the field, that's what everyone's watching. I don't care what you did last night. I don't care where you come from. You come to Auburn, you got to win games. You got to win games. So, I just like if it's Jackson Arnold or Deuce Knight, this is really what it comes down to at quarterback. I mean, even Jackson Arnold, even though he had some issues at Oklahoma, in play and throwing interceptions here or there, wasn't the best bulb in the room lit up or anything, but and I'm not saying character wise, I'm talking about playing on the field. Was it the best? But it was still pretty good, you know. Now, that also being said, Michael Hawkins comes in for Oklahoma and takes over for Arnold, and he does some good things. But I think with the right quarterback for Auburn, they could go a long way this season. Not 10 wins necessarily, not playoff implications, but you could see them like on the outside looking in of the SEC title. I'm talking they're not the runner up in the SEC. They're not the champion. They're probably not even third. Maybe they could be fourth or fifth. I mean, they got to be top 5, right? At least in production and wins. And we have done a schedule preview. They play Baylor, I think. Let me pull this up. We'll just kind of pull it up on ESPN. But they got at Baylor, could go either way. I I don't know. I'm a big believer in Auburn this year to get some good wins, though. I might give it to them there. Ball State and South Alabama, I like Auburn to win those. So like 3-0 before they go play Oklahoma. But back-to-back road games, they'll probably drop though. They'll drop Georgia. They'll possibly drop Alabama late in the year. They might drop Vandy. I don't. I mean, it is a tough schedule, kind of, but like you got wins over Arkansas, Kentucky, Mercer, Missouri, Georgia. No, maybe. I don't know. Like, I feel like Hugh Freeze, personally for Auburn, like I think Auburn just needs to beat their rivals. Well, Georgia and Alabama are powerhouses. They don't need to beat them. You know, it's okay to lose to Georgia and Alabama every once in a while because they're just good teams. Okay, I get that statement. You don't understand how big those rivalries are for Auburn. I don't think it's okay to just keep losing the Iron Bowl and the Deep South. I can't like if I was an Auburn fan, which I'm not, I'm an Alabama fan, but if I was, I'm sitting there like I can't accept this every year. You haven't beat Georgia since 2017 in the regular season. That's about 7 or 8 years. And then you're looking at 5 or 6 years since you last beat Alabama. You haven't even beat either one of those this decade, going back to the start of 2020, right? I mean, we're in a new decade of the 2020s. They haven't even beat them, you know? And they used to, like, Gus Malzahn was there. Gene Chizik was there. Even Tommy Tuberville got over the hump and was able to beat these guys, Georgia and Alabama. And they never really saw, like, the worst of the worst type of days, but I mean, they've seen their worst days. The best days are ahead for Georgia and Alabama, but they were never like a 2-10 type of run. I don't think. I would hope not, but um, yeah, ooh, I think Auburn, man, if they could get 6 wins and beat either Georgia or Alabama this year, which are both at home, that's a successful season. Then we'll talk about winning a national championship. There. I went off on a tangent. That's like, what did I just spend? 7 minutes or so? My gosh. Jeez. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good start to their Wednesday. I really do. June 4th, we're in the month of June. It's summertime almost. A couple weeks away, but um yeah, man. I don't know. Like I'm also thinking too, like at some point I gotta come on the show and we gotta share like our playoff predictions and stuff. I need to find a bracket format and make it, but I don't know. I'm not quite ready for that. Maybe next week, but honestly unprepared this morning. um, so there's that. But yeah, again, this is the Christian Ballard Show, and don't forget too, if you're interested, the Slob Olympics 2026 in Nashville, Tennessee. Let me take this off so you see all of it. March 13th through the 15th, 2026 in Nashville, Tennessee. They're talking about getting there Thursday, March 12th, and possibly going to a Predator. Is it the Nashville Predators? They're talking about a hockey game, which I'd be down for. I've only been to one with my dad. Well, the week of the cruise we did this year with the Slobs. We went on Thursday night to a Lightning game, and it was, oh my gosh, hockey was so fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If you are interested in the Slav Olympics and competing, you could talk to me on Twitter at Ballard Sports, or you could hit up crazyunclelou at gmail.com and then also go to Pigskin Pete's channel and you could hit him up on one of his live shows and he'll get some details for you um as far as that goes. So anyway, um yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. I've never been to Nashville. Never been to Nashville. As far as Tennessee, I think I've only been to Pigeon Forge. I've never even like checked out Knoxville or anything. I don't know. So anyway, just thought I'd let you know. So there's that. Anyway, that's a good show. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll get this on Spotify. If you listen on Spotify, thank you. Leave us a like and a review for the show here. Always subscribe on YouTube to Ballard Sports Media. Hit the thumbs up on your way out if you're on YouTube here. And yeah, episode 10 in the books. We're hitting some milestones, I guess. So that's pretty good. Appreciate the comment section this morning too. Timothy, Goose Sports, and Mayhem Matthew. So thanks for showing up, guys. I love it. Appreciate you. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. We'll get out of here. Short show today. Hopefully we blow it up on Friday and we have some fun. And I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. I love you guys. God bless. And we'll see you next time.
Hey folks, this is Christian Ballard.